Hi, Assalamualaikum to Madam Hana. Good day to you and please stay safe. Okay, this is our speech analysis presentation. Okay, we got a topic from Kio Stark 2016, Why You Should Talk to Strangers. My name is Putri Nur Syazwani binti Yahya and my matric number is 272420.
Hello, my name is Dehana Prativi and my metric number is 272109.
So my name is Siti Aisyah Faradiana binti Muhammad Wang and my metric number is 264067.
My name is Aina Marlia binti Mawardi and my metric number is 263757.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Shafiqah binti Muhammad Zamri. My metric number is 264988.
Okay, for the first part, summary of the video, the speaker, Kio Stark, tries to deliver the topic which may controversial to some part of the world, like why we should talk to the strangers. Okay, she also mentioned how she was obsessed by talking to the strangers as she believed it is one of the most beautiful interaction in her life. So basically, there are two benefits that the speaker shared on talking to strangers, which are making us to become open-minded and to create spatial intimacy. However, she tried to be careful as she admits which women are not safe in the outside world nowadays. But not all strangers have bad intentions. Some are just nice people which we do not know well. But if we start a conversation, two strangers might create a special bond to begin with. Okay, some countries do not really talk to strangers, and some countries do it casually. There are also some interesting ways on how to start a conversation with a stranger, which by giving smile, make a compliment, do a triangulation talk, and much more. And she ended her speech with, when you talk to strangers, you are making beautiful interruptions into the expected narrative of your daily life and theirs. You are making unexpected connections, and if you don't talk to strangers, you are missing out on all of that.
Background of the speaker. Kio Stark is the author of TED book When Strangers Meet, the novel Follow Me Down, and the independent learning handbook Don't Go Back to School. Besides, she writes, consults, teaches, and speaks around the globe about stranger interaction and independent learning. Based on the education background, Kio Stark did doctorate at Yale University, where she studied about the history of science and medicine, urban studies, art, and race, but she dropped out because she taught graduate courses at NYU's Interactive Telecommunication program. Numberless people consulted her about whether or not to go back to school. In other lives, Kyo has worked in journalism, community research, and game design. She also taught about stranger interaction and intimacy at NYU's Interactive Telecommunication program. Last but not least, she also make consult for startups and large companies in helping the customer to think about stranger interaction among the users and audience.
So I'm going to start with number one. How does the speaker gain attention and interest of the audience? Okay, so from the video, it can be concluded that the speaker gained attention and interest of the audience by telling a story from her past experience. This can be seen at the minute 1:22. The speaker continued her speech by saying that, so one day I was standing on a corner waiting for the light to change. So from then on, we can see that the speaker tried to draw the attention of the audience toward her speech, as she knew that the audience really loves and enjoy stories a lot. Besides, the speaker also used interactive eye contact, pauses, active body gesture, along with changes in her tone of voice to help draw her audience into her speech. This is because first impressions is very important. This can be seen from the minute 1:15 to 2:03. Let's move on to question number 2. Thus, the speaker established her credibility. Yes, she did, but before that, what is credibility? Credibility refers to a matter of being perceived as qualified speaker, trusted to talk on a particular or specific topic. So in this case, the speaker is assumed to establish her credibility through derived credibility. What is derived credibility? It simply means that the credibility that someone has developed during the process of delivering the speech, not before and after the speech. So from the video, it can be seen from the minute 0:45 seconds when the speaker mentioned about her documenting experiences from the 7 years ago, and it also followed by her emphasizing by saying that what I found was that something really beautiful going on. This is almost poetic. They were really profound experiences. So from there, it shows that the speaker is a knowledgeable person in her field.
Question number 3. Does speaker preview the body of the speech? Give example. The answer is no, she doesn't. Based on the video, Kio Stark start her speech by giving her real life experience, talking with stranger without giving any clear statement, and continue to her first point at minute number 3. Question number 4. What are main points of the speech? Since the speaker doesn't make a preview regarding the body of the speech at the first place, so the main point of the speech becoming blurred and is hard to detect. Although there is no clear statement of the main point, but we found out that there is 3 points that actually she wants to deliver. The first one is the benefit of using our sense instead of the fear. Second, the perception when talking with stranger in different country, and the last one is ways to strike up a conversation with stranger.
I will answer for the question 5, which is how the main points are supported. So there's 3 main points from the Kio Stark talk, which is first the benefit of using our senses instead of the fear. Second is different perception when talking with stranger in different country, and the third is ways to strike up a conversation with strangers. For most of the main points that Kio Stark used is she elaborated with extended examples, which is using a story, narrative, or anecdote developed at some length to illustrate the point. For the first point, which is the benefit of using senses instead of fear, she uses extended example for supporting her ideas. So the extended example that she used is she told a story about her own friend which go travel to another country which she has no relative or any connection, so she just go find a person in a foreign country to make them to see her as a person, as a human being. So she want to show that humans are actually sociable creatures, which means human itself, without being sociable to another person, without interacting, we are just a thing instead of sociable creatures that God given to us. So for the next point, which is the second point is different perception when talking to a stranger in a different country. So for this point, she used a peer testimony from ordinary people with first-hand experience or insight on the topic. She shown to us how she delivered about the differences a person said to her about a country's people when acting up in front of a stranger. She mentioned about the differences between Denmark and Egypt culture when treating strangers. She also heard about stories that Denmark people, which is Danes, more like to avoiding people instead of meeting up. Instead of like they meet in a halfway, they want to go through, but they like to go another way around instead of asking excuse me, because Egyptian is more welcoming. The people treating strangers is very welcoming and inviting us to come to their home without knowing who they are. So the cultural difference also the main factor for someone to approach a stranger. But this is not a sole reason to not to approach one, because it is about ourselves. Okay, for the third main point, which is how to start a conversation with a stranger. So for this main point, she used the expert testimony, which is a testimony from people who are recognized in this field, which is they are experts. So she also has an expertise in human relationship technology in New York's university. So based on her research, she shared about several ways how to strike up a conversation with a stranger. So based on her research, there are several ways how to strike up a conversation with a stranger. For the first step, she said you need to have a simple eye contact with a person. Maybe the person is from far away and you just make a simple eye contact and then give a smile to him or her, but just a simple soft smile. Don't make a over exaggerated smile, but a simple smile do help. You make an eye contact, you exchange eye contact, and you know that the eye contact is like you want to acknowledge her or him as a human being. So you acknowledge him or her was there. Next step is make a compliment. So for the make a compliment, for example, you are giving, like when someone's outfit is looking good that day, looking great, and you just compliments her like, wow, your outfit looks good, your outfit looks nice. For the next step is do a triangulation. Triangulation is makes which make a few comments on the third thing. So for example, there's you and a stranger, and then you see someone wearing a there's someone wearing a weird outfit, and you was like, you talk to the person, to talk to the stranger, like, look at his outfit, so funny, something like that. So from that you can make a conversation like gradually, so it won't tire out. Like the next step, she mentioned about a baby or a dog who can be the medium of exchanging conversation, because almost everyone in the world has a kid, has a pet. So this is how to start a conversation itself. So by complimenting, or like, do you have a baby? I have one. So by that you can be starting a conversation at all. Then this will create an unexpected bond between two strangers. Because of this short conversation, short interruption in your life, it can make a beautiful moment in your memory, because this isn't something that always repeated. It's something that's so happening and it makes you feel happy with it.
Okay, what are the type of organization that the speaker used in her speech? Okay, so basically, according to Brand 2018, there are 5 basic organizational pattern that most often used by the public speakers to create a speech. First is spatial order, second is chronological order, third one is causal order, topical order, and also the problem solution order. Okay, so basically, Kio Stark used topical order in her speech, and this is the most used pattern. Okay, topical order is the order used when the speaker divides the topic of speech into subtopic, each of which is a key point in the speech. Okay, in this speech, the speaker was trying to persuade the audience by to talk to the strangers. At minutes 0 to 51, the speaker begins with telling her conversation between her and her 4-year-old daughter to regarding meeting the strangers. Then the speaker has divided the information into 3 main points, which is the benefit of using our sense instead of fear, the different perception when talking with stranger in different country, and also ways to strike up a conversation with stranger. Even though the speaker delivers her speech by sharing her experiences, the main point in this speech could be reorganized, and this organizational pattern would still be effective because there is no inherent to the sequence of points. And also this topical order also will make the audience clear about the central ideas of the speech.
As for question number 7, it is related to the resource of the language. So the first one is meaning of the word. In this part, the speaker used a lot of connotative word because she gives the meaning by herself. This can be seen at the beginning of the speech at the 12th second, when the speaker said that there are things we say when we catch the attention of a stranger or a neighbor walking by. So we can see that instead of she said that she already got the attention of a person, she said that she catch the eye of the person. And the second example can be seen at the 2 minutes and 1 second. This was weird and also really wonderful. He was so warm and he was so happy that he'd saved me. The word warm here doesn't mean that we can get from a physical touching or a sense of touch, but it means that someone is really nice toward her. And the second resource of the language used in the speech is clutters. We can see clutters at the 45 second of the speech, which are: they were unexpected pleasure, they were genuine emotional connection, they were liberating moments. So we can see that from here the speaker can actually simplify them into a sentence like: they were unexpected pleasure, comma, genuine emotional connection, and liberating moments. And the third one is simile. We can see simile at the 9 minute and 14 second when the speaker actually said that there's you, there's a stranger, there's something that you both might see and comment on, like a piece of public art, or somebody perching in the street, or somebody wearing fun clothes. From this, the speaker used the phrase like a piece of public art. From this, we can see that the speaker want to show the similarities between a public art and someone who is very outstanding in the public. So, there's simile in here, but in the same sentence, there's also repetition, whereas the speaker said that there's you, there's a stranger, and there's something that you both might see and comment on. The repetitive of the phrase there's you. Okay, and another example of repetition is: I make eye contact, say hello, and offer help. From this, we can see it is the repetition of the phrase I.
Okay, what is the type of connective that the speaker used in her speech? Okay, through this speech, Kio Stark used only one connective, which is the signpost. Okay, what is signpost? Signposts are very brief statements that indicate exactly where you are in the speech. Okay, so in the speech, the signpost is effectively used, in the point to link between the subpoints. At minute 0326, she used, the first one is that it liberates us. When you think about it, using perception instead of categories is much easier said than done. Okay, here is the example of signpost used in the speech when she gave introduction about benefits to use senses by stating the first one. And also, the next example is at minutes 0440 when the speaker mentioned the second benefits of using our senses has to do with intimacy. Okay, give the audience signal that the speaker is going to deliver her second point. In addition, the speaker also used the sign points continuously in the next point.
So for the question 9, what kind of reasoning does the speaker rely the most throughout the speech? So for the reasoning, there are few types of reasoning the speaker use in delivering speech, but the most common she used is analogical reasoning. This shows when she mentioned about the differences of culture between Denmark and Egypt. The culture of treating the strangers as their guests. So she analyzes from a person's thoughts and speak out about it. She also talked about how her child also asked her about her obsession to talk to strangers. So many people think that maybe she is kind of like having an obsession with talking with strangers is kind of weird, but she carefully talks to her child to make sure that her child, which is also a girl, thinks that it's not all strangers on the street is having a good intention. So by that, she also tries to be careful for not making any mistakes in explaining it to her child. So from this, there is two examples of uh, e- there is two examples of analogical reasoning, which is the first one is the cultural differences, and the second one is how Kio Stark mentioned and talks to her child about her obsession to talk to strangers.
Okay, what are the type of emotional appeal that the speaker used in her speech, and are they effectively used? Okay, basically, emotional appeal is a powerful way to create an emotional response. Based on the talk, Kio Stark fully used the pathos and amplification of her words. Okay, Petal appeals to emotion and visualizes to the audience through emotional response so that she persuades the audience to talk to the unknown. In the speech, she used a calm, cool tone and a slow pace, showing an interest on the advantages in reaching out and linking with others. At minutes 0122, the speaker shared a story that had recently happened to her. She shared her experience about one day she was standing alone in the street on the storm drain while hoping for the light to turn, and an older man reached out and told her to step back so she wouldn't disappear. Plus, at the minutes 0201, she then expressed her reaction. This was weird and also really wonderful. He was so warm and was so happy that he would save me. We had this little bond. For a minute, I feel like my existence as a person had been noticed and I was worth saving. This is the dialogue that from Kio Stark that shows to pathos. Literally, she tried to shaking on the audience feeling with the story. Minute 1041, the speaker's tone is mournful, which is, and sometimes I tell them the whole truth, which is that he died when I was a kid. Always in those moments, they share their own experiences of loss. Okay, Kio Stark use this emotion during her speech. Okay, when she emphasized the sadness feeling when she lost her dad since she was a kid. Lastly, the speaker Kio Stark used the positive emotion to spark the feeling to try to talk the strangers at minutes 11:04, which is what would happen if we spend more time teaching ourselves? We could reject all the ideas that make us so suspicious of each other, and we could make a space for a change. Okay, these emotions, okay, will spark the positive to the audience by Kio Stark.
So, as for question 11 and 12, it is related to the ending of the speech. In this speech, the speaker end his speech by using this of ending. This is because the speaker insert her emotion into speech. We can see at the minute 10 and 41 second where she gave example about her own experience where people keep asking her about her dad, but she told them the truth that her dad already passed away. And from that, people also started to share about their loss. And then the second one is the speaker and the speech by reinforce the central idea by making a dramatic statement. As mentioned before, when the speaker mentioned about her dad which already passed away, it is actually a dramatic statement because people didn't expect it could turn that way. Because when it is something that it is related to our family's member, especially when the person is already passed away or died, it is very sad and very sorrowful. And overall, she ended her speech by telling people that they might lose something if they did not started to talk to the stranger. She also stated that the audience always teach the children about stranger, but now it is time for them to educate themselves about strangers by making a simple changes by abolishing suspiciousness about stranger. This evidence can be seen at the minute 11 and 4 second. So I guess that's all from us. I hope you guys enjoy watching our speech analysis presentation, and thank you so much.